You open the banking app. 1 million. Exactly 1 million. The first in your family's history. Your thumb hovers. You refresh the screen. Still there. No mistake. But your chest doesn't explode with joy. Your eyes don't fill with tears. You just sit on the edge of the bed in the dark, phone in your lap, and feel nothing. A quiet voice inside your head whispers the same thing it whispered for 15 years. This is it? Cut to slow, desaturated footage. A small, cramped room, old ceiling fan spinning unevenly. You, much younger, 22 years old, counting crumpled notes under a dim bulb. You were never supposed to reach this number. No one in your bloodline ever had. Your father drove a rickety bike for deliveries at dawn, then stood guard at a factory gate till midnight. $400 a month if the month was kind. Most months it wasn't. Your mother cooked one meal that had to last 3. Rice, lentils, whatever vegetable cost the least that day. She counted every grain, every drop of oil. The house had 2 rooms for 6 people. You slept on a thin mat on the floor. When the power cut, which happened every single night, you studied by candlelight. The wax dripped on your notebook. You didn't care. School fees were always late. The principal called your father in. You sat outside the office hearing every word. Pay by Friday or the boy leaves. Your father borrowed again. From his brother, from the neighbor, from the man at the mosque who charged interest in whispers. You watched him shrink every time he said thank you. That image never left you. Close up on your younger face, eyes wide, jaw tight. You told yourself, never again. But telling yourself something and living it are 2 different things. College came. You got in on merit. Barely. The loan papers were thick. $22,000. Interest started the day you signed. First job, call center, graveyard shift, $600 a month. You sent $300 home before the money even hit your account. Rent took $150, electricity $50, phone and internet $20, food $80, bus fare $30. You were left with $70 for the entire month. $70. You ate the same packet of noodles for dinner every night, drank black tea with no sugar, wore the same 2 shirts on rotation, washing them in the bathroom sink at 3 a.m. while the city slept. The anxiety lived in your body like a second heartbeat. Every 25th of the month, your stomach cramped before you even opened the banking app. Will it be enough? It never was. Your sister needed school books. Your father's blood pressure medicine ran out. Your mother's back pain got worse, and the doctor said, operation. You took another small loan, $5,000, just to breathe. The debt became $27,000. You lay on your mat at night staring at the ceiling, fan creaking above you, and asked the dark the same question over and over. What if I get sick? What if I lose this job? What if they need more and I have nothing left? The questions never answered. They just repeated. Montage. You on the bus at 5 a.m., eyes half closed. You at the desk at 2 a.m., typing with shaking fingers. You walking home in rain without an umbrella. You started learning at night, free videos on your cracked phone, coding, design, anything that paid in dollars. First freelance gig, $100. You didn't celebrate. You transferred 80 home and ate a proper plate of chicken that night, alone. The next morning, the cycle began again. Friends from the old neighborhood laughed when you told them your quiet plan. Millionaire? Bye. Stay in your limit. You smiled. Inside, something hardened. You cut everything. No cinema, no new shoes, no birthday gifts for yourself. You walked instead of taking the bus when you could save $2. The mirror showed a man who looked older than his years, cheeks hollow, eyes always calculating. But you kept going, because going back was not an option. Cut to a brighter but still modest room. You at a better desk now, salary $1,200 a month. Years blurred, job change, better pay, debt payments finally bigger than interest. You paid off the first $10,000, then another $5,000. The day the total debt dropped below $10,000, you sat on the floor and cried for 10 minutes straight, not from happiness, from pure exhaustion, the kind that lives in your bones, but the pressure never left. It just changed shape. Now family called more. Beta, your cousin's wedding. The roof needs fixing. Your mother wants a fridge that actually works. You sent what you could. But every time you said yes, the number in your savings slowed down. You started hiding money, separate accounts, secret investments, not because you were greedy, because you knew the moment they smelled real money, it would vanish. Not in luxury, in survival. In the same endless cycle your parents lived in, you bought a small apartment, 1 bedroom, loan again, but your own walls. The first night you locked the door and sat in silence, no siblings fighting, no mother sighing about money, just you. The silence was louder than any noise you had ever known. Screen darkens, only your face lit by laptop glow. You invested small, $10 here, $50 there, learned the hard way when the market crashed and you lost 3 months of savings in 1 week. You didn't panic, you learned. Slowly the graph turned upward. 10,000 saved, 20, 30, you hit 50,000 net worth and told absolutely no one, not even your mother, because her next sentence would be about someone else's need. The guilt sat on your chest like wet cement, but you carried it, because you had carried heavier things. Time lapse, seasons changing outside your window, you working at 4 a.m., you exercising at dawn, you staring at charts, you quit the job eventually. Started your own small service business, just you and a laptop. First month, loss. Second month, break even. Third month, small profit. You hired one boy, paid him on time, every time, because you remembered what it felt like when your father's salary was late. Payroll became your new anxiety, but different, cleaner. The number kept climbing. 100,000, 200, 400. You bought a reliable car, not flashy, just one that didn't break down every week. Family took photos, posted them, called you successful. They didn't see the nights you still woke up at 3 a.m. checking accounts like a man waiting for bad news. They didn't see you turning down their requests more often now. The whispers started. He has changed. He has money but no heart. You heard them. You said nothing. Cut back to present. You in the same dark room. Phone still in hand. 1 million still on screen. The day it crossed 1 million, you were alone. No party, no family around, no camera. Just you, the number, and the quiet voice that had lived inside you since childhood. You closed the app, opened it again. Same number. You stood up, walked to the window, rain still falling. You thought about your father's tired eyes, your mother's worn hands, the candle wax on your old notebooks, the noodles, the loans, the nights you wanted to quit but didn't. You waited for the big feeling. It never came. Instead, something else arrived. A strange, heavy peace. Not happiness, not pride, just the knowledge that the war was over, the survival war, but a new one had quietly begun. Soft piano note, slow pan across your apartment, simple furniture, no luxury, just enough. Money changed the outside. It did not change the inside. You still flinch when the phone rings and it's family. You still calculate every big expense like the old you who had $70 left. You still feel guilty when you buy yourself something decent, a watch, a better chair, a proper vacation. Because somewhere in the village, your cousins still sleep on the floor. You send money every month, fixed amount, no more, no less. They say thank you, then ask for more 2 weeks later. You say no sometimes now. The silence after that no is brutal. You have become the first millionaire, and in their eyes, you have also become the first stranger. Montage, old family photos fading in and out, you as a child, you now. The psychological transformation is the part no one talks about. You are no longer the boy who counted every rupee, but you are not the rich man who spends without thinking either. You live in the middle, a strange in-between. You see prices differently. You see people differently. You see time differently. Time is the one thing money cannot buy back. The years you lost sleep, the years you didn't laugh, the years you pushed every relationship to the side because later felt safer. Later is now, and you still don't know how to relax. You wake up at the same time every day, check the accounts, check the business, check if anyone needs anything. The anxiety changed clothes but never left the room. It just learned better manners. Close up, your eyes, tired but clear. Some nights you miss the hunger, not the real hunger, not the empty stomach, the hunger that made every small win feel like oxygen. Now the wins are bigger, but they land softer. You have freedom. You can say no to work you hate. You can help without destroying yourself. You can travel, read, rest. But freedom without peace is just another cage. You sit with that truth a lot. You have started giving quietly, to strangers, to causes, to young boys who remind you of your younger self, anonymous. Because when family knows, it stops being help and starts being expectation. You learned that the hard way. Long shot. You walking alone at night in the city. Neon lights reflect on wet roads. Life progression is not a straight line from poor to rich. It is a slow, ugly reshaping of who you are. You lost friends who only called when they needed. You gained distance from family who only saw the number, not the man. You gained respect from people who don't even know your name. And you gained a version of yourself that sometimes feels like a stranger in the mirror, calmer, colder, clearer. You no longer dream of 1 million. You dream of days where the voice inside your head finally shuts up, where you can sit in the quiet without calculating anything, where you can look at your father and not feel the old debt of survival in your chest. That day has not come yet, but you are closer than you ever were. Screen fades to almost black, only your silhouette against the window. You lock the phone, place it on the table, the rain keeps falling. You breathe in, slow, 1 million, first in the family, and the last thing you expected was that it would feel exactly like this. Not victory, not defeat, just the next chapter. The same quiet voice that kept you alive all those years speaks one last time tonight. You made it. You nod to the empty room, then you turn off the light.